My name is Moon Petrie, and today is the 4th of Pantstober. I repeat my disclaimer. I am not an expert. I am just sharing ideas. These are not instructions. This is an idea buffet. If something looks delicious, help yourself. So we have all heard Write What You Know, and I remember thinking as a child how dreadfully dull that sounded. My parents are both artists, and once I asked my dad to teach me to draw. He was just so good at it. It was like magic. And so he put a can of tuna fish on the table in front of me and said, "Draw that." Like, I'm 9, I want to draw a unicorn. So that is what I always thought of when I heard Write What You Know. That's not my advice. Do not think that you should write the kind of book that I cannot stand, the literary fiction about how our ordinary lives are so unfulfilling. That's not what I want anybody to do, unless, it brings you joy, then go for it. But what I'm trying to say here is that there are little bits that we know that are really useful for adding believable depth to a story. And there's also write what you love. So this is a thing that I think is easiest to notice in books when it is the setting, or maybe I'm just very setting focused. I read a lot of Portal fantasy, and that's like very setting heavy. And one of the top names that I would mention to you is Francesca Lia Block. Now, she actually has a book called The Thorn Necklace that is about writing, and I do recommend it. But also, if you just read anything she's written, you can tell how much she loves Los Angeles. Everything reads like a love song to Los Angeles, and it's just, it's gorgeous. This poignant reaction to the decay of, classic Hollywood. It's so beautiful, and it is only that beautiful because she cares so deeply. So I say to you, think about what you love that much, and think about what you know well. Maybe your parent was a fill-in-the-blank, and you know very well what it's like to be a fill-in-the-blanks kid. Or, you've spent a lot of time with a person who's a lawyer, and you understand what it's like to have a lawyer in a peripheral role in your life, and you could make that believable. Or, you know what it's like to grow up with a hoarder or 20 cats, or, in the country or in Manhattan, and as a layer, adding depth and believability to put in things that you know to be true keeps the research to a minimum and makes things feel believable and real and layered and grounded. And so my suggestion is make a list of things you love and make a list of things you know a lot about. And you don't have to separate the lists. Mush it all together, whatever. And sometimes they're the same. You know a lot about being a pet owner because you love owning pets. But just explore anything that you would want to write about, that would feel good to, layer into a character or a setting. Again, I emphasize, none of this is supposed to make it into any draft of anything. This is just brainstorming, and so none of it matters. Write 6 things, or 600, or skip this step entirely. This is Pantstober. You don't have to do any of it if you don't want to. Until tomorrow, I am Moon Petrie, and I hope at least you are having an enjoyable moment thinking about things that you love.